Antitrix, the evil version of the Omnitrix that first appeared in Ben 10 Reboot. This time, it was Kevin Levin who wore it. The creation of this alien watch goes back to the villain Vilgax, who once worked as an assistant to Azmuth in the past. During that time, Vilgax learned the technology behind creating alien transformation watches. However, he later betrayed Azmuth, stole his invention, the Omnitrix, and used it to conquer the universe. To stop him, Azmuth trapped half of Vilgax's DNA inside the Omnitrix and sent it to Earth, while the other half was banished into the Null Void. But somehow, Vilgax managed to communicate with Kevin, Ben's rival, by entering his dreams. There, he revealed to him how to build an alien transformation device. Kevin followed Vilgax's instructions and created the Antitrix, adding some of his own modifications. That's how we ended up with two watches in Ben 10 Reboot, the good Omnitrix and the evil Antitrix. Kevin appeared wearing the Antitrix for the first time in Season 3 of the reboot. In terms of design, the Antitrix looked the same throughout all seasons, unlike the Omnitrix, which took on multiple forms. The Antitrix is a red metallic watch with a rotating dial and distinctive sensors that give it its unique identity. When you enter the inside of the Antitrix, you'll find yourself in the transformation chamber, where there are 11 alien capsules, not 10 like in the Omnitrix. There's also a connection between these alien chambers, allowing Kevin to combine aliens together, creating much stronger hybrids. For example, Crystal Fist is actually a fusion between Diamond Head and Chromastone. Because of this ability to merge aliens, the Antitrix is quite similar to Ben 10,000's by Omnitrix. Leaving the transformation room, you'll find two more chambers, one open and one still locked. The open one is the Armored Aliens chamber inside the Antitrix. It contains all of Kevin's aliens, but in their armored forms. This chamber is similar to the Armored Aliens chamber in the Omnitrix. This new chamber was unlocked when Vilgax stole the Omnitrix key in the movie Ben 10 vs. the Universe and placed it inside the Antitrix, opening a completely new chamber, the Armored Aliens. However, since Kevin didn't appear in Season 5 of the reboot, we never saw him transform into these armored forms. Still, we know that the chamber has now been unlocked inside the watch. So, if the Antitrix truly mirrors the Omnitrix, inserting the Omnitrix key into it should unlock the Armored Aliens, just like when Ben used the same key in his Omnitrix. If we move on to the second locked chamber, it's called the Antenna Aliens chamber, which is similar to the Omni-Not Aliens but within the Antitrix. If the Omnitrix key is reinserted into the Antitrix, we may see these space-adapted antenna aliens appear, just like Ben's Omni-Nots did when Phil reinserted the key. Unfortunately, the Antitrix doesn't contain the Rock aliens, since they were created through the fusion of Shock Rock's DNA with other Omnitrix alien DNA. Because the Antitrix doesn't have Shock Rock, those forms can't exist inside it. Unlike the Omnitrix, the Antitrix doesn't include an Omnicore chamber. It's unstable and often malfunctions. We saw it glitching in Ben 10 vs. the Universe, and even in the future when Kevin transformed into Humongoraptor. If you try to exit the watch, you'll reach the storage room, which contains only some of the Omnitrix's alien DNA, not all of it. That's because Vilgax and Dr. Animo collaborated to steal part of the Omnitrix's genetic database to help build the Antitrix, which Vilgax later gave to Kevin. We've seen the Antitrix gain two new hybrid aliens. Humongoraptor, introduced in Ben 10,010, a fusion between Humongosaur and Swampfire, and Alien V, the alien form Vilgax transformed into in Ben 10 vs. the Universe, a mix of Alien X and Way Big. This means Kevin could also transform into an Alien X-like form, but instead of Alien X, it would be called Alien K, representing Kevin. And since the Antitrix's symbol changed from K, Kevin, to V, Vilgax, we could end up with three versions of Alien X in total: Ben's Alien X, Vilgax's Alien V, and Kevin's Alien K. The Antitrix also has some exclusive abilities. For example, Kevin can switch between aliens instantly without reverting to human form. And the Antitrix emits the same signal frequencies as the Omnitrix. In Ben 10 vs. the Universe, When Ben disappeared into a wormhole, Max and Gwen tracked his signal with Phil's help, only to discover that the readings were coming from Kevin's Antitrix, not Ben's Omnitrix. This confirms that both devices share similar structure and signal systems. There's another secret about the Antitrix. It has 4 external sensors that are directly connected to the Omnitrix, allowing it to steal DNA data from it. That explains why Kevin's Antitrix malfunctioned in Ben 10,010 when Ben's Omnitrix also stopped working, and why it glitched again in Ben 10 Versus the universe when Ben traveled into outer space, because the 2 devices are linked together. Finally, it's certain that the Antitrix now contains the armored aliens. So when Kevin activates the Antitrix symbol, he'll be able to transform into his armored alien forms, just like Ben's. All thanks to the Omnitrix key now embedded within the Antitrix.